Sutter here, your Amarillo area realtor, and I just wanted to take a little bit to talk to y'all about a down payment assistance program and what that means for you as a home buyer. So there are actually government assistance programs out there for you, depending on if you qualify, how your credit is, income, things along those lines, where you can actually get grant money to purchase a home. I love free money, so let me tell you how to get it. Alright, so you are a first-time home buyer and you're wanting to buy a home, but you're kind of short on cash. I think a lot of people are in that situation right now. So the biggest thing that I want you to understand with the down payment assistance program, it is not a cure-all. It does not cover 100% of everything. Generally speaking, you're going to have your down payment, your closing cost, your inspection fees, earnest money, option money. Now with your down payment, if you're a FHA buyer, that's normally going to be 3.5%. Your down payment assistance programs start at 1% and go up to 4%. Depending on what you qualify for will depend on how much money the government is willing to give you. Now, they are grants, so a lot of times you do have requirements like you have to live in the home for 3 years or 5 years, just depending on which one you go with, before that is forgiven. It does stay on the property as a secondary lien until you have met your time requirement, but they are great to help get you in a home. So if you're a first-time home buyer and you're like, I really want to buy a house, I've got good credit, I'm just lacking on some funds. Well guys, if you have about $2,000 in the bank, if you qualify for the down payment assistance, I can help you get into a home. So one thing we will be banking on is looking for the seller to pay some closing costs for you. Now, the good thing with the way our market is sitting right now is a great time to get the seller to pay some closing cost. Now, the hard part is you want to be very realistic of what you're looking at. So let's say you're a $200,000 approval from your lender and you've qualified for the down payment assistance program, but we need to get $10,000 in closing cost help from the seller. Okay, there's a couple of things you want to do. For one, don't go over your budget, okay? You are already going to be asking the seller to cover $10,000 of your closing cost. Realistically, you want to be looking around $190,000 or less if your approval is $200,000. The reason being, if the seller's not very negotiable as far as the price, you might be able to add that to the top so that you can still get your closing costs covered. So if you're approved for $200,000, you need $10,000 in closing costs. Don't go look at $215,000, $250,000 as far as your house price. You're not going to be able to get into that home, and you don't want to fall in love with it and then nothing else is going to live up to that property. The other thing, you want to make sure you have an agent who understands the down payment assistance programs, how they work and how they affect your interest rate, your down payment, what you qualify for, and everything else along those lines. Now, you do still need money for your earnest and your option money. That's what goes to the title company if your offer is accepted. So you do need that money up front. That's not negotiable. You do have to have it. You do want to also have money set aside for your inspections. Now, some inspectors will allow you to pay this at closing, where you can roll that into your closing costs. But guess what that does? That makes your closing costs go up. That's why I say, generally speaking, you want to have about $2,000 set aside in savings so that you actually have those funds needed to do the home buying process, to actually go from start to finish. Now, I have had buyers get some of their money back at closing. So if they put up their earnest money, their option money, and then we did get the seller to pay a significant amount of closings, sometimes I've had people get money back at closing. But I do want you to have that money set aside so we can be a little realistic on what you actually need to have. If you'll have any questions or need anything, feel free to give me a call. I am TSAHC certified in the state of Texas, and I'm one of only 5 agents in our area who is actually TSAHC certified, which is a down payment assistance program for the state of Texas. So if you'll have any questions, feel free, give me a call. I'll see you next time.